Some of the most famous Silicon Valley tech companies are laying people off left and right. Companies like Microsoft, Netflix, and PayPal. Why is this happening? These companies have been compelled to execute layoffs due to bad decisions made by upper management. The entire game that Silicon Valley plays is to get enough users and attention to smother competition. Uber brought the taxi business to its knees through its cheap rides. But it wasn't profitable to keep the rides so cheap. They were subsidized with venture capital money. The truth is that most of these companies are not even profitable, and many of them don't even have a plan to become profitable. The Silicon Valley mindset is to gather a mass of users first and figure out profitability later. We've been living in a very long period of low interest rates from the Federal Reserve. During periods of low interest rates, credit is cheap. The lower interest rates go, the closer it is to becoming free to invest with other people's money. Because money has been so cheap for so long, it makes more sense to invest in risky startups rather than safe bets like bonds. These venture capital firms are flooded with easy money and are looking for any excuse to park their cash in tech startups. Over the past decade, there was so much money in the venture capital system that funds began to actively compete with each other to find and fund these tech companies. Desperate to deploy capital, fund managers stopped asking questions about whether these Silicon Valley companies were actually profiting, but in addition, whether they even had a plan at all to profit. A dangerous game like this never lasts forever. With the inflation crisis of 2022, the Federal Reserve was forced to raise interest rates. The age of easy credit and easy money abruptly came to an end. Now that the age of easy credit is over, the ghosts of the irresponsible decisions of the past are coming back to life to haunt Silicon Valley. Business fundamentals are clear. Businesses must profit. But Silicon Valley hasn't been forced to make a profit for over a decade, and the employees are now paying the price. Waves of layoffs have arrived at our doorstep. Think about that. The people who are bearing the brunt of a decade of poor financial decision making are the workers, not the people who actually made the decisions, the C-suite. The price of taking command is responsibility. Rather than own up to the situation and take personal pay cuts, these executives pass the burden onto their workers, who now have to face unemployment. In my opinion, this is immoral. The perks of being an executive is the outsized reward that success brings. When a football team has a losing season or a country struggles, it's the head coach and it's the president that gets fired. Tech executives deserve to be fired too.